Italian travel, still wandering around Lake Garda. Today I want to bring you to discover the oldest free town in Italy, with the most beautiful lakeside promenade, the best preserved castle on Lake Garda, with the greatest number of tourist income. Welcome to Lazise! Historically, Lazise has always been an important town. During the Roman era, it was a crucial stopover for the goods coming from north. Lazise was the first free municipality in Italy. It was the point of contention between the French army and the Austrian army, and eventually it became part of the Kingdom of Italy. In conclusion, when in Lazise you feel drenched within a special atmosphere that nowadays you can still live in this lively town. Several popular and historical figures visited Lazise: CATULLO, Goethe, GUSTAV, KLIMT. But the mass tourism in Lazise began after the Second World War, when tourists began to choose a closer and cheaper destination for their holidays. Today Lazise counts with more than 2.5 million tourists per year. In just few miles there are more than 40 hotels and 10 campsites, plus landlords, bed and breakfasts and other accommodations. Now I am on the lakeside that is considered the most beautiful on Lake Garda, and I want to discover Lazise. Come with me. Its beautiful lakefront reminds San Marco Square in Venice. Many shops, bars and restaurants overlook along the porticos and the interior streets, today still called Calle. The lakeside of Lazise is the most beautiful you can find on Lake Garda. Piazza Vittorio Emanuele II and the small port are other evocative spots, enlivened by the fishermen's boats and the tourists. Today the lakeside promenade is crowded. Hundreds of people wandering through the colors and perfumes of the open-air market scattered along the lakefront and the old town of Lazise. The castle of Lazise is the best preserved of Lake Garda. Its walls still enclose the old town, nowadays full of shops, restaurants and bars. The Venetian dogana was the ancient customs. At the beginning it was crucial for the goods coming and leaving from the port of Lazise. Then it turned into an arsenal. And finally it was the Casa del Fascio, the seat of the local branch of the National Fascist Party. This is also the place where the Venetian fleet was moored during the Serenissima Republic. At the beginning of the 16th century the French army defeated the Venetian fleet. The Captain Zaccaria Loredan wanted to bring the ships here to keep them safe, but he was given the order to sink them, to prevent them from becoming French property. The Captain obeyed, and today, more than 500 years later, the wrecks of those ships are still here, on the lake bottom. So if you love scuba diving, this is the place for you. But not only scuba diving, Lazise is the perfect place for any kind of water sports. I am at the Lido La Marra, the public beach of Lazise. We're just few minutes walking from the old town. If we keep on walking that direction, moving away from the center of Lazise, we find two very beautiful sandy beaches, the Oak Beach and the Golden Beach, in Italian La Quercia and La Spiaggia d'Oro. However, they are private. They are very beautiful and equipped with any kind of facilities. That is, sunbeds, beach umbrellas, bars, restaurants, and each campsite has also a water park. As you can see, unfortunately, this is not a warm day to lay on the beach, so I guess I'm not going to stay here. But if it happens to you too, don't worry, there is another chance to relax, totally. I'll show you. The Garda thermal baths of Villa dei Cedri is a wellness center. 13 hectares big, surrounded by ancient trees, where there are lakes, pools, geysers, whirlpools, fountains and waterfalls working with hot anti-inflammatory thermal water, which pours from two different springs at 37 and 42 Celsius degrees, whose therapeutic properties have been recognized by the Ministry of Health. In the main lake, the temperature of the water is about 33 degrees, with whirlpools that reach 37 and 39 degrees. Villa dei Cedri offers its visitors Finnish saunas, biosaunas, Turkish baths, aromatherapy, chill-out areas, as well as massage therapies, rehabilitation therapies, a gym, bars and restaurants. And, for the happiness of the guests, a luxury hotel has been built out of a neoclassical villa of the late 18th century. Well, it's not difficult to imagine that I don't want to leave this place. Indeed, I'm staying here for the rest of the day. Now I want to relax a bit more and then I'm going to the restaurant. This is Villa dei Cedri. Highly recommended. See you next video, Italian Travel.